Hi guys, so I just wanted to talk to you quickly about some alternatives that I promised a few of you I'll give you. First of all, if you have any questions, just email me, text me, call me. Better at text and email, I'll be honest. Yeah, just ask away and I can give you alternatives, because obviously where we're not in a class, I can't see you to give you those or know about certain injuries. So, got my notes because I've got paper brain. Um, let's start with, so if you've got any upper body issues, let's just say like you've got a shoulder injury, then when we're doing those kind of work, like the shoulder presses or even lat raises or press ups and high planks, first, the easiest thing to do is fast runs on the spot, but that could get boring or long. So I know it therefore mean a lot in a session, but do squats, squat holds, curtsies, lunges, knee jabs, hip thrusters from the floor, single leg hip thrusters from the floor, or kickbacks either from the floor or standing up. So you've got a list of things. I'm going to write this all down as well in the notes under this, and I'll also send to the VIP group the list. So you've got it. So I just don't want anyone at home sort of pushing through and injuring themselves, because there's so many other things you could be doing. So obviously you won't know what's coming in the next track. It might mean that you're doubling up on squats or something, but hey ho, as long as you have a good stretch, there's nothing wrong with that. Likewise, if you've got any sort of hip, knee, and lower body issues, then you've got your upper body options. Tricep dips, I don't do them within the online boot camps, just because I don't know how easy it is for anyone to sort of grab a chair. I'm sure you've all got them in the garden room at home. So either your tricep dips, your lat raises, your shoulder presses, your upright row, your frontal raises, your standing flies, your tricep kickbacks, your press ups, and your planks. So they're all sort of your upper body go-tos if your legs are sore. So obviously if we're standing and we're doing low jump squats or something, for you guys, then just do upright row, lat raises, upright row, or jabs, and do runs in between. Again, if in doubt, runs, jog on the spot. But like I said, that could get boring. So they're your kind of like alternatives. Just switch it up if something feels uncomfortable. So I want to make sure you're all safe. The warm up and the cool down, I know sometimes it can be really boring. I do try and make it have good music, but it is really important, especially to prevent injuries. By the way, no one's messaged to say they've got an injury with this. It's just me being maybe having too much time and caring about you guys. Then if say you haven't got like necessarily sort of hip injury and you can do squats fine, but things like jumping aren't great, which is often the case with a lot of clients, wear and tear on the knees, bad Achilles or something, maybe some lumbar lower back issues. So jumping's not great if you've got any of those things. So instead of doing jump squats, stick with the regular squats. Instead of doing the jump scissors, lucky things, step touch back. Instead of doing star jumps, you can do the half jack ones, the half jumping jack ones, the step touches, which I do. So it's just less impact, less aggressive on those bones, basically. So and muscle groups. So yeah, if you don't want to jump, they're your options. Then for burpee, I've given these options during the session, so you can still do a burpee without jumping. High plank, instead of jumping your feet through to the jack, jumping up, you do. Oh, that's annoying. You bring your feet onto your hips like you would with the jump. Step, step, take your weight back, roll up, then the knees come down, out, out. Step, step, roll up. So there's no jumping that. It's nice and safe. Probably wouldn't recommend that if you have got any lumbar lower back issues. I would still say sort of jogging on a spot or just holding in a high plank. So that's for if you don't want to jump. Then likewise, press ups, wrist. That's something that's really common as well. I noticed being a PT for many years. It's a lot of repetitive strain and wrist issues. So the other thing you can do instead of high planks is always just hit those elbows and hold in a low plank. Sorry, you can still do jacks from a low plank. You can do the step touches. You can even do mountain climbers. Virtually impossible when you've got a big watermelon in the way, but you can do that. Again, if your wrists are sore and that feels uncomfortable, or your shoulders, do sit-ups. So I hope that just gives you some variations. But honestly, if you have anything, please message. Actually, one more thing, sorry. If you're pregnant, not that we have many girls in it, but we do have 2, 3 including myself, all at different stages, actually 4, all at different stages. You're probably wondering, who? It's not gossip. Some of you won't know each other in this, it's fine. Instead of runs, march on the spot, girls. Marching on the spot means high, you can still give it welly, or you can do this sort of tapping job that I do, like so it's less impact. Likewise, going back to the sore knees, lumbar, just don't do the jumps, do the step touches. Burpee, you can step touch in and out depending how big you are and where you're at in your pregnancy. Squats and lunges, frontal raises, lat raises, all of that's fine. Really, really safe and secure. Again, if you've got really bad hip issues, pelvic discomfort, then just message me. Other things, when we're doing crunches, obviously I'm not even demonstrating them properly because I shouldn't, so that's correct. You can do hip thrusters, pregnant ladies. By the way, if you're not pregnant, you can go now off this. I hope it helped. If you are, stick with me. Hip thrusters are completely fine up to about 16 weeks. That's you're lying on your back, up and down, single leg hip thrusters, etc. Anything after 16 weeks, really don't, because of the pressure from the uterus on your main arteries, obviously heart blood flow back to the heart. So instead of doing the crunches, the other things you can do is the abductors. Say if we're all lying down, you may as well come with us. Lying on your side, that mermaid position, up and down, up and down. So squeezing inner outer thigh, clams and underneath leg. Then instead of our usual low planks, high planks, you can do your, I'm going to call this for this video, tabletop plank. Sometimes I refer to it quadruple or box. Hold like so. If you want to make that a little bit harder, alternate reach and in, alternate reach and in, etc. From this position is where you can do your press ups nice and safely as well. Obviously, the further angle you go, the further forward you go, the more you're on the angle, so it's less more pressure on the lower abdominals. So you might want to just stay in your box plank like so. That's what I've done throughout my pregnancy. I've not gone further for press up just because I don't like that sort of strain and pull. And kickbacks, which we've spoken about. Okay, good. So I've waffled on, probably the most boring video I've ever done. Nevertheless, it's essential, like the warm-up and the cool-down. I hope that's helped. Please just message me if you have any questions on any variations or exercises or something we're doing that doesn't make sense. Happy to send a little video. Yeah, well done, guys. Stay safe.